Ohana means family, and family means nobody gets left behind. Yay! Lilo, Stich, woo! Welcome to this channel. If you are new to the channel, my name is Liam, and I'm documenting the journey of creating different movies as well as a company that I'm growing. And each day I'm sharing 5 things. One thing I'd steal from a movie, one major lesson or learning from the previous day, or something that I'm finding most valuable right now. The third thing is something that made me laugh. The fourth thing is something that I am really grateful for that happened the previous day. I think I'm figuring out the fifth thing, but I feel like the fifth thing right now is a call to action to collaborate with whoever would like to collaborate with me on different film projects, on creative projects in general, on the business. And yeah, so let's dive into it. So let's start with Ohana means family, and family means nobody gets left behind. Yay! Lilo, Stich, woo! So yesterday I watched the live action version of Lilo and Stich. I was actually genuinely impressed, and it exceeded my expectations, because in general I really don't like a lot of the live action remakes, just because I love the previous stories, and I thought a lot of the previous stories like Lion King, Jungle Book were done really well. And yeah, it just hasn't grabbed my attention when I've started watching the live action version of those. But with Lilo and Stich I was pleasantly surprised. So yeah, I just thought the overall structure, the setup, the payoffs, everything was done well. And this is going to be a spoiler for Lilo and Stich, because there was one specific part of the film I was almost really convinced that Lilo was going to get, or Stich was going to get there's some granny being cheeky using her cell phone behind me. No, I'm joking. But back to Lilo and Stich, I would say the main thing was in the last scene when I believe that like the big bad, or not the monster, the head of the galactic force who wants to send Stich back to where he's from and sort of keep him in a container because he's so dangerous, is her line of speaking and the dialogue. Like, I'm not probably going to get this exact line right, but it was basically like, I'm really sorry, we're going to have to condemn you to being punished forever, and you're going to have to spend your time like XYZ, like for your lifetime you're going to have to spend as a punishment. And then I'm like, oh, that sucks. Stitch is going up. And then they say, oh, you're going to have to spend your time on Earth. So it's like, it plays with, it uses the negative connotation, almost like the setup of a joke, where you think you're going this way, you think you're going this way, and then they lead you that way. And they do that in a dramatic sense with the character saying something very candidly. So I just really, I don't know, I just felt really emotionally satisfied in that moment, and it was a piece of writing that I would like to keep in mind. Yeah, what was something that made me laugh yesterday? There were lots of things. I had a long conversation with my mate Kyle, and we were just, there were lots of old school stories that were getting mentioned, as well as one of the things that was really funny, well, not really funny, but just made me chuckle, is I was going like, I don't really want anyone in my life who doesn't give me, like in my inner circle, you're gonna have to relate and talk to people, but who doesn't like give more peace to my life than take away peace. And I felt like with that, so then Kyle was quick with his play on words, and he was like, so Liam, anyone who doesn't bring peace can peace off. And so stupid, but it just got me. It got me. Then what else would I say happened? I think one of the major learnings the last few days was identifying the voice of fear. So yesterday during a call with Miranda, it's like there is like learning to differentiate our intuition from what we believe, like what we believe is like our ego. And like I think that is a real skill, you know, listening to that whisper. And I know Steven Spielberg talks about it. And I guess the line from the call that really stuck out to me was, it was more the power. It's like sometimes the voice of fear can be very rational and sound very legit. And it's learning, like what's an example from my life where it might be, like one of the voices of fear was, Liam, if you focus on doing a daily vlog, you'll be distracted from the main, he's going wild in the wind right now, you'll be distracted from the main projects that you are doing. But I was like, I don't have the time. That felt like a really rational thing to say. But a large part of it was actually just a fear of being seen and like talking to the camera, and like the pressure of talking to the camera that I thought I'd have every day, and it's like I just don't want to do that. But then when I actually just did it, I enjoyed it. So it's like, I don't know, I'm curious for you where there might be a very rational voice of fear that you believe is logical, that is really smart and intelligent, and you feel like that's the right path. But it's like, what if it was actually the opposite? What if it was fear speaking? And I think so I've gone through main thing, lesson, something funny. Now onto the fourth thing, something I'm grateful for is, I think I was really grateful for one of the insights that came through yesterday, because so often I have struggled with really resting and sleeping and rejuvenating and not feeling bad about it. Like I've learned to do it, but it's like, doesn't always feel comfortable. And I was like, why is that the case? And I think it's because I'd always got respect and recognition for accomplishing something. Like if I'm like, okay, I have achieved XYZ goal, or I've worked this many hours on the script, or we've made this amount of progress, then people generally congratulate you or I've often been congratulated for how hard I've worked. But I've never really been congratulated for how healthy I am, or like how well I rest. And I'm a big believer in like the quality of your rest often determines the quality of your output. It's not always the case, but yeah, yesterday I was just like, I'm really going to congratulate myself when I do rest well, like yesterday, and I just relax and have that, the yin and the yang. So I don't know, I was just like, I'm also going to congratulate other people. Like if they're like, I really relaxed, I had a great long sleep. Like a lot of people feel guilty, but it's like, I think I want to flip it and feel more proud and be comfortable to talk like, no, I had an incredible amount of sleep and rest, and deep rest where there's no input, rest where you literally just sleep, nap. It can be a form of exercise as well, like active rest, but I feel like that is so key. So I was thankful that that insight came through. Then I think what would be, I feel like this thing's gonna go with the wind. Then the fifth thing is I'm creating a whole application form for this, for people who watch along with the daily vlogs. I'm just gonna protect myself from the wind. I feel like the audio is not gonna be great. But yeah, if you are interested in working on transformational movies, stories, and working with me or collaborating with me, whether you're a director, a producer, anyone in the film industry, or even if you're outside of the film industry, I'll leave my email down below, and feel free just to send me through a message in the email. Like my preference would be like your story in less than a minute, because I actually want to know who you are, not just what you've done. And then the second one would be how you believe you may help or want to help with the different projects that I'm creating or that we may create together. And you can have a couple of suggestions and we can see if there's a fit, if there's an alignment, and go from there. Much love, peace, bye for now.